Good morning, everyone. Clearly, the COVID pandemic has had a huge impact on our lives, but we wanted to briefly give you an update on how it's affected the church finances and what that means for us as a church going ahead. Very simply, most of our costs are fixed in the church, but our income has been significantly hit by the church closure and the subsequent restrictions that we've had to face. The really worrying news is that since March, we've been averaging a £4,000 loss every month. In terms of the money that we get in, the huge positive note is that the regular parish giving and standing order income that represents most of our income has stayed pretty fixed since pre-COVID levels. And the church is hugely grateful for that, and we feel really blessed. Where COVID has had the most significant impact, however, is the drop in income in things like room rental, service donations and social events. Whilst the church has reopened up in September, clearly this is in a very restricted way, and we're forecasting that our income this year will be about £30,000 and less than we've budgeted for the year. And in terms of what we spend our money on, clearly we've made a huge concerted effort to tighten our belts where we can, but unfortunately most of our costs are fixed. So things like our common fund, staffing, insurance, curacy costs, roof loan repayments, they remain constant throughout the year. And clearly that has had a big impact in terms of our income dropping and trying to meet those payments. In terms of the common fund, it's just a reminder that this is our contribution to paying, training and housing vicars. And Holy Trinity Church in recent years has agreed to pay over our proportion of a common fund. And in doing so, we support the work of churches elsewhere in the country who are in less wealthy areas or have fallen on hard times. So as we look ahead to 2021, none of us know how long the pandemic will last, but we need to be prudent and assume that COVID-related restrictions will continue for the good part of next year, and that this will have an impact on our income going forward. I've just pulled together a graph that tries to illustrate the sort of trajectory of our bank balance if we continue to have the similar levels of income and expenditure as we've experienced since March this year. The blue line is the actual church bank balance, and the red line is the forecast bank balance based on our current run rate. And as you can see, by spring next year, we're likely to be facing a significant challenge, and we'll have to make some really difficult decisions on how to reduce our costs. Clearly, cutting back our resources will impact on our ability to serve the local community as a church, but it will also affect how we can support the wider Christian community in our country. So clearly, the COVID-19 pandemic will have impacted us all in very different ways, and that includes how it's impacted on our personal finances. But we just wanted to make sure the congregation was aware of the specific challenges that we're facing at Holy Trinity Twickenham. So we'd ask all of you to reflect and to pray on our current situation and to think about how you might be able to help the church going forward, and whether that's a one-off donation, starting up a regular donation, amending an existing donation, or any other way that you might be able to help the church. In terms of how you can give money to support the church, if you go to our website, httchurch.org/giving, it will list all the various ways in which you can help. We've also set up a dedicated online giving page, and the link to this page is shown on the notes of this video. Alternatively, if you just want to email to clarify something, then please email me on treasurer@httchurch.org. Many thanks.